fossiling in GSWA. Now, I think of the word fossiling just mean, going on a fossil hunt, but I found this really interesting idea from Urban Dictionary, the purveyor of all strange nonsense. And this actually kind of works rather well with my talk, because for a lot of you people out there who've been around for a long time, what I'm going to tell you probably isn't entirely new, but hopefully I'm going to try and focus on some of the things that we've been focusing on improving with our collections. So the most obvious thing the survey has to offer is our paleontology collection. And currently we're sitting somewhere around 45,000 specimens, and we have a wide range of materials rather than just hand specimens. We also have slides, thin sections, SEM stubs, residues, and another thing that we're starting to catalogue a lot more now is acetate peels as well. The collection obviously is mostly derived from materials collected by survey geologists doing project work. So our focus for the collection is really strongly on applied paleontology, biostratigraphy, paleoenvironment, but we do have a broad range of materials from across the state. We also have really clear links to other parts of the GSWA collections and databases. Most of you are probably quite familiar with the core library and also with the petroleum relinquishment collection, but we also have data from water bores, petroleum wells, mineral holes, and all of that data together represents a rather large collection of information about the state. Oh yes, a map of WA. So obviously most of the material comes from the basins, but we do have quite a large number of specimens from some of the essential areas in here, Proterozoic basins. So the collection really has two main parts: the macrofossil collection, a large collection, very significant collection of microbialites, which you have had an introduction today in two separate talks. But we also have highlights. We have a large number of Permian marine invertebrates, mostly from the Carnarvon Basin, and there are large numbers of Devonian reef invertebrates from the Canning Basin. The thing the survey collection doesn't do well is macroplants and vertebrates. We don't really have many of those in the collection. For the most part, we like to hand those over to the museum, and that's a better place for them, I think. The other really large part of the collection is obviously the microfossils and palynology collection. The petroleum relinquishment collection, all of the biostratigraphic material from petroleum wells is actually collected in that collection, so separate from the paleontology collection. But the type fossils from petroleum wells are with me in the paleontology collection. But we do have, beyond that rather important set of materials, we do have microfossils and palynology from a wide range of other materials across the state. A very large collection of slides from water bores, particularly water bores drilled when the Geological Survey had a hydrogeology section, from field samples, from mineral exploration holes, coal holes, all those sorts of things, engineering bores. Obviously loans are available, and I would encourage everyone to come and contact us. The more you use the collection, the better off we are. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot we have pictures. Yay, pictures. Okay, so collection is just a collection, but I thought I'd focus on a few things that we're trying to improve for the future. So obviously a lot of collections worldwide have now moving towards digital access. We would like eventually to have an online catalogue that people can search for what we have in the collection. Makes it easier for people to request material. A survey as a whole is looking into making a lot of 3D models, particularly of outcrops, and we'd like to be able to adopt that technologies to take macrofossil 3D models with an idea that we can reduce maybe loans or make it more convenient for people who are in areas they can't come to Perth to access the material that we have in our collection. The other really big project that is actually being investigated currently is we are looking into getting a slide scanner with a project to scan every slide in the Geological Survey collection. That's the entire petroleum relinquishment collection, the paleo collection, and the petrology thin sections. And the idea is that you'll be able to go online to our website and have a look at the slides through a digital viewer. The thing will allow you to zoom in at different magnification levels and also allow you to rack through layers for Paleontology slides and things with depth of field. Hopefully we will get permission to develop that one. It would be really useful. The idea for that would be not to replace the collections, but as disaster proofing and to allow better access for people and prevent, to reduce the number of loans to make sure that we can look after the material for long periods of time. So the publications are obviously a really big part of what we do. Most of you are probably aware that all of our rather formal GSWA records, reports and bulletins are available for free download from a system on our website called eBookshop. But in recent times we've actually been working through making an informal set of reports called the Paleontology reports more accessible to the public. The Paleontology reports originally started in about 1962, and they were internal reports done by various paleontologists at the survey, usually on request for some of the geologists for work that they wanted looking at. They're a really useful resource. A lot of the very basic data that the survey's projects are built on is really contained in these reports. There's about 1,500 of them. So those reports were written up until about 2015. They were released previously on a CD, but it's useless now. So we went back, rescanned all of the reports, OCR'd them so they're searchable, and they're all now available through our website. Part of that collection, there were a set of reports made summarising all of the fossils known in the 1990s from the entire state for each slice of time. The Permian record was the only one that was actually ever published, but there is a complete set of those. Obviously they were written in 1990, they're a little bit out of date, but they're a really good place to start if you want to know overall what sort of fauna is available in each of the formations. Okay, all right, so the other thing we've done is we started a new series of Paleontology reports, and we'll be writing those on an ad hoc kind of basis whenever we have new interesting things to talk about, and they're also available through our website. Eventually they'll be available through eBookshop pretty soon, and the idea is eventually we'll be able to search for them spatially through our GeoView database system. Very quickly, just to remind people that the Geological Survey is actually the lead agency looking after geoheritage matters. Mostly that just means controlling access to the geoheritage reserves, but we also maintain a listing of geoheritage sites. I just want to put out there that I'd be interested to hear from anybody. If anyone has any opinion about geoheritage, maybe things that we could do better, sites that might need better protection, we really want to hear about it. Another little thing I'd like to just throw out there, we all know that curation is a good thing. Public collections are useful to everyone, but some of us sometimes forget to get our stuff organised. We've had a number of recent incidents where I've had to go, people have died unexpectedly, and I've had to go and work out what their material is doing and bring it back into the collection and sort it out. And let me tell you, I'd rather people help me do it before they die than me trying to work it out after the fact. It's not really a fun job. Particularly I'd like to point out to consultants. Obviously there are really nice processes in place for petroleum-based material, for type material, but if you have samples from mineral bores and water bores, they're no less important, and I'd like you to consider maybe donating to either us or to the West Australian Museum. So a lot of what I've talked to is available, more information is available through our website. We have a page on the Geological Survey website, and if you have any questions, feel free to email me or to Heidi, and we can help you out with anything you need. So that's all. Thank you very much.